Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? What a wonderful day. A day where the leader of the free world is a competent man that actually talks to people, gets shit done. It's just a great feeling. I've had this great feeling for the last couple of days. And on day one, Trump did something that I said would vastly change the trajectory of the big three's, let's just say, portfolio in the next 10 years or so. Trump has signed an executive order getting rid of the EV mandate. Now, we're going to talk about, and again, not very specific, because a lot of people on this show don't really follow politics as hardcore as I do. I only follow politics hardcore just to know what's going on in the automotive landscape. And if I see something in the automotive landscape that might affect our industry, I like to talk about it and speculate because it's kind of what I do. I'm like a pseudo reporter on this stuff. So we'll talk about what that means in the future, what the EV mandate initially made automotive companies based in the United States do, and why CARB has to be disbanded. CARB has done more damage to the automotive industry than good for the planet, because just like Trump said yesterday, it doesn't matter what we do here. China can pump out all the pollutants they want, and the wind blows right over here. Also, we'll talk about Boost District putting a built motor in their Eray. Again, guys, I have talked about the Eray being an absolutely wonderful platform. In my opinion, it is the perfect platform where you can disable the motor. You can run it just rear-wheel drive. You can launch on four-wheel drive. It has a 160 wheel horsepower motor in the front, and they made a total of 1,300 wheel horsepower when you factor in the EV side of things, the hybrid drive on the Eray. And what else do we got going on here? Okay, we'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly says to do it live.
We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck, but what does not suck are the people that sponsor the show for a couple of years now, going strong. Pmas, Nick James Pmas, the best cold air intake on the planet. Nobody else matters. He makes Pmas tune required and no tune required intakes. Fender Welfer S550 and up is the one to get. 11 to 14, 120 millimeter Pmas is the one to get. Boosted combos, NA combos, check about Pmas. Yeah. DCT.com, your online part source for the show. Again, if you're a follower of the show or supporter or fan, whatever you want to call it, you're going to get any new parts. Once your tax, guys, I can't wait for y'all to get your tax returns. This year, DCT Performance is going to be the place to go. Partsarm.com paid their bill. Love you guys. It's nice to see Partsarm come through without having to tell them anything. They're awesome people. Used parts, cranker pallets, wheels, tires, motors, transmissions, performance, control packs. If you got a swap car, that's where you're going to go to get your shit. Two Auto Solution, Rami's done. Total Solution, putting in a couple of orders today. Nice to see him cranking things up in Puerto Rico. And as always, Bellac Industries. Bellac Industries makes the best wheels. He's out there. Make sure you buy Bellac wheels so he can go 100 miles an hour on his boat. All I see him is on Instagram, just going like 100 miles an hour somewhere like in Miami. And I'm like, bro, you're doing pretty good. Douche Down Stewart. Oh, as always, Rich Prince, richprince.com, richprince.com /YDBT. Okay, you're gonna go there. Why? I get paid. That's right. I get a commission check. So you guys are going to buy YDBT hats, 4 different styles. We got shirts, hoodies, Section 8. We got hoodies and Section 8, Hush Money hoodies and shirts, YDBT hoodies and shirts, Ami hoodies and shirts, Dolo hoodies and shirts, YDBT hoodies and shirts. I keep saying it. I just got to keep buying shirts because they are the best gym shirts ever made. Look at the stickers. Stickers are badass. If you didn't know what the stickers look like, I'll show you. I got a couple here in the desk. I totally forgot. But they're good size stickers. You got the 3-inchers, heyo, a 3-inch YDBT sticker, and you got the Dolo sticker, the big motherfucking Dolo sticker, and you also got the Amri sticker. Look at that. Look at that, bro. Come on. It wasn't even turned on. Gotta love richprince.com /YDBT. Joe Swiss, Nick, B. Lavesh, Bonnie 540, TJ Skorsky, Z303, Kemzilla, Frank Donahue, Elverga Larga, 2 J's and 5 O's, Mike S. Frank Donahue. So I'll post today. Thanking SEMA for EV mandate lawsuit. Talk about clickbait bullshit. SEMA had nothing to do with California backing the hell down. I'm going to try to swear less, guys. I turned on the show the other day, and the F word was flying. So I have to be a little better. So I have to be aware. It'll fly, but just not as much as before. They are smoking so much crack, SEMA, to think that they had anything to do with that. Oh, I'm going to talk about that. El Verga, Mark Christensen, Arturo Hermosillo, Paul Ponthew, D-Rock Fox, Risky Business, Gregory Overs, Matt Oliver, Brandon Horton, El Patron de la Cerveza, Justin Rich, CJM, John Bonanno, Valley 10 Speed, I'm Hung Solo, Clean 93, RoboStop, Bryson Witt says, let's go. Grant Winberg, Peter Chow, 5-Way Josh, 660 Club, Javon Jones Jr., 660 Velocity Street, YDBT Cub, Manu Amador, Diddy Secret Camera, and Gapologist, and Chicken Farm LSX, Croqueta de Jamon, TMP Rookie, Timmy Bev. I guess it's snowing in not Florida, which is anything north of like Vero is not Florida. Cody Capel, SVT, Begalos, Mr. Canada himself, Corsigaze, Atticus, and all the usual suspects. Let's talk about Poppy Trump doing what I knew Poppy Trump would do, and get rid of the EV mandate. Car and Driver today, big title. President Trump signs executive order revoking Biden-era EV targets. Now, you got to understand, a executive order is not law. It is like me having a decree. Like, from here on out, I am not gonna, eat carbs for a week or whatever. That's all it is. It's just like, hey, this is an order. Not it's almost like a request, and to implement it could be immediately, or it can be challenged in law. But we'll read on the article, because the article has a bit of a slant with it I'm not a big fan of. While Trump has rolled back plans for 50% of new cars to be electric by 2030, he may need EPA to write new rules. No, they don't. Car and Driver, the Chevron deference said that Congress, all the new rules has to go back to Congress. So the EPA has to suck Congress's dick, who is now led by Republicans, Senate and House, to write new rules. What Trump order says, let's get right to the brass tacks, to the meat of it. The new executive order revokes unspent government funds for electric vehicle charging stations. It also calls NN for a waiver, allowing states to ban internal combustion cars by 2035. Specifically targeting the repeal of the waiver granted to California in December, Trump said in the EPA should terminate where appropriate state emissions waivers that function to limit the sale of gasoline-powered automobiles. Basically, he's like, it is crazy to mandate that you cannot sell electric vehicles by any, that you cannot sell ICE vehicles, in any year ever. Every American should have the choice to buy an EV, a 2 mile per gallon Challenger, a hot rod, a semi. It is up to the American people to determine what they want. Nobody should tell me what I can or can't buy. The order tells his administration to consider eliminating what he calls unfair subsidies and other ill-conceived government-imposed market distortions that favor EVs over other technologies and effectively mandate their purchase. Meaning, what is more attractive to the general public? The general public is going to go like this. Let's say you have the option, I need a commuter car. I drive 300 miles a week. I need to get from point A to point B. I can get a Camry for $35,000. I can get a Honda Accord for $35,000. Or I can get a Model 3, $45,000, but I get a $7,000 rebate. That means basically deduct the total price, deduct $7,000 out of it, and you get that back as a kickback when it comes time to file your taxes. So they're basically saying government will pay you to buy an EV. It's a bribe. Why doesn't government help you buy a Hummer? Why doesn't government help you buy a Accord, a Lambo, a Viper? Because it's an agenda-driven subsidy. It's not based on science, settled anything. It's basically, we want to force people into electric cars because we think they're better, and the jury is still out on that. President Trump previously made the comments about the desire to end the federal $7,500 EV tax credit. For now, a full list of currently eligible cars can be found here. Let's open link in a new tab. The move comes in direct opposition to a November 2024 request for an alliance of automakers following the 24 election. Coalition of automakers sent a letter to President Trump titled "Automakers to Trump, please require us to sell electric vehicles." Who the hell is the alliance? Who the freaking hell is the alliance of automakers saying, please let us sell electric vehicles? It's not yet clear if Trump administration has the power to reverse the emission standard. Through executive order alone, his administration will likely need to propose new legislation through Congress. not the EPA. Trump currently plans to direct the EPA to consider legislation requiring more stringent emissions rules. The rules currently in place would force automakers to sell between 30 and 56% of EVs by 2032 to comply with federal emissions rules. The U.S. Department of Transportation has similar rules in place for now. So let's talk about the downstream effect of the saying something with the weight of the federal government behind you. If Biden, a walking skeleton, had some lackey write up a EV mandate, so the automotive manufacturers have to set up for that. They can't, oh, wait a minute, by 2035, 50% of the cars we make have to be EVs? Shit, we can't do that. We got F-150, F-350, F-450, Mustang, we got Edge, Explorer, we got all these other stupid cars. You're telling me 50% of those have to be EV? This is ridiculous. We're going to have to retool, maybe rebuild complete assembly plants, fire people, retrain people, and hopefully work with the unions to kind of like reallocate labor. And they're going to have to start getting ready now. So all of a sudden, everyone was out there pumping cars out that are shit to test the market. Mach-E, Lightning, whatever. Tesla has it on lock. Tesla doesn't care. And even Elon Musk has said, I don't care about a subsidy. I just care to be in a level playing field. Like, don't penalize me for making the best EV vehicle out there. So Ford and the like, Ford, Chevy, Dodge, they all have to go shit. By 2035, we have to retool everything. That is a huge undertaking. These automobile manufacturers have been on for 100 years. So to look 10 years ahead is a big deal. You have to build plants. You have to meet those standards because they're not going to wait until it's binding. I like how the article says, well, he's going to sell, it's not a legally binding thing that Biden said. But then in the same article say that the EPA has new rules. The EPA should have no power, zero power. They should just suggest and maybe set none of this firepower. Again, EPA agents showed up at Lund's door with guns drawn. An enforcement agency with guns. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, so now if Trump says, fuck all that tooling that was happening, or maybe they didn't tool hardcore, they can say, whew, okay, at least we're not going to have to like meet the deadline by in 10 years, but we'll still slowly build the infrastructure over time, and then eventually maybe have 30% of the vehicles be EV because, hey, there's a market out there and we want to compete. Nothing wrong with that. But the forcing of that, the forcing of all the big three, again, this only happens in the US because it's US law. BMWs can be shipped in, Nissans, Toyotas, they can all be shipped in, and the consumer's going to go, yeah, I don't give a fuck about the big three. Toyota gives me more options. BMW gives me more options. I'd rather spend a little more money and get what I want versus what the big three are offering. So that's kind of the weird rub. So then fast forward, after Trump gets elected, all of a sudden, he got elected in November. All of a sudden, California's like, yeah, that EV shit, that EV for sale, no new 0% emissions diesel by 2035. Yeah, you can forget about that. Yeah, we were just kidding. Forget about that. It's going to decimate everything. Why did they do that? Because they didn't have federal backing. Now that the person that's coming in that goes, yeah, well, I ain't down with any of that stuff. You're going to have to let them do whatever they want to do. All of a sudden, California. Now, let's talk about California real quick. Because I think it's just hilarious how California thinks that they can dictate emissions laws or emissions guidelines to the rest of the United States. The United States takes them seriously for some damn reason, right? Remember, California is the most corrupt, mismanaged state. They just happen to have a crazy tech sector that just makes them float. It's like the Arabs with oil. The Arabs can spend all the money they want. They can do whatever they want, whenever they want. They can build a 15,000 mile straight ass city. They want to build like this thin city that's like this wall, like a big mirror. That's what they want to do over there. And they're like, if it fails, who cares? Because they got oil money. California has tech money. Apple and all the other tech people that are over there, they have an infrastructure. So they can almost fail miserably and they still stay afloat. Well, this is what I find funny about California. They'll go out there and dictate emissions laws to you while the same government in California will mismanage the forests. Bitch lights up. And guess what happens when half of the state burns down? You just spew shit in the air. All that stuff, all that test, SEMA sucking your dick, PRI sucking your dick, everyone sucking your dick, and then your same government will mismanage the forests, not have water in reservoirs, not have pumps working. Guys, I was blown away when they started talking about how the pumps were not working. Excuse me? Every pump station I've ever worked on has a diesel generator attached to it. And when the voltage drops under a certain amount, the generator automatically kicks in. Does California not have that? Does California's pumping stations not have backup diesel generators? I was mind blown about that. Well, the fire burned down the power lines. Bury them like they do in Florida. You don't have diesel generators in your transfer stations, your booster stations? You really, I am absolutely mind blown. So that's the state that is gonna dictate emissions laws for the rest of. Get the fuck out of my face with your bullshit. I am so happy that Trump came in for this reason, to squash the bullshit with the emission stuff. CARB, afuera. SEMA, pa fuera. PRI, pa fuera. Because y'all didn't do shit. Y'all didn't do shit when it mattered the most. When it mattered the most, you guys would then say, well, tell us what to tell the general public, sir. Let me get on my knees and suck on your car. Tell me what you want me to tell you should have been fighting them. You didn't do anything. And now SEMA's trying to take credit for the EV mandate reversal in California when we all know it was Boppy Trump getting elected that got it reversed. Please cut the shit. Also, I wanted to talk about, again, we could just spitball because it's one of those freewheeling shows. We could spitball about what car are you going to build now? Now, there is this is an industry that happens here. The reason modern cars are very popular to build is because you can finance everything. A 22-year-old kid working at Home Depot, bringing home $500 a week, can finance a $42,000 Mustang. Yes or no? Yes. He don't pay rent, he lives with mom and dad, whatever. He can finance a $42,000 Mustang. And then he'll just charge an ESS kit. And then he'll just affirm some axles and a fuel system. And boom, this 22-year-old kid now has a 4-second 60 to 130 car. Puts his name on the back of the car, 5-0 Josh. Josh 10R. 10R Stevie. Okay? And then he starts 10R Stevie Performance. What the fuck did you do? What did you do? You affirmed and financed vehicles, and now you're a car builder. You're Chip Foose all of a sudden. So the problem with the 24 Mustang is this. Can't do that no more. Can't do that. You buy a 24 Mustang, what are your options? Take all the seats out of it and run the same number everyone else runs that takes all the seats out of it. You can't work with a tuner, or if you tune, you can't tune it. You can't make it your own. You can't do cool shit to it. So now you have to go, full stop. I can't do to that car what I want to do to that car. But the reason people build brand new cars is because of the financing. Even Donnie Renfro said it to me best. He's like, Alex, if I'm going to buy a new F-150, what should you buy? I literally told him to his face, do not buy a 24. And then he said the following. I get better terms on the 24. I get better interest rate. I get better, a lower payment, da-da-da-da-da. I go, yes, but to a canvas, you cannot paint. You can't paint on that canvas. Can't do anything on that canvas. All you can do is do what the dumbasses do on Facebook. That made me go, oh, that's why people buy new shit. Because they can finance the new shit. Not necessarily. So why do the old guys build a 69 Camaro? Why do old guys rotisserie a Fox body? Why do old guys get a GNX, restore the motherfucker, and go cruising? Why do they build a Dunk? Why do they build a New Edge? Why do they build a Cobra? Why do they build a Gen 1 Mustang? Because they have money. They have money to put down. They have money to spend on it. The new shit is all young guys that finance everything. So instead of having to come out of pocket 30, My roll cage in the Fairmont was $30,000. Oh, like, that's crazy. Mini tub, front half, roll cage from a reputable shop. That's big. I can't finance that. So there's a reason why older guys can afford. Obviously, they've established themselves. But in terms of perception, online, you would think that, you know, these kids are popping. No, they can afford $1,500 a month in paying for their mods. Because the motor, the moment a motor blows up on 10R Stevie's car, 50 Josh's car, they now go, oh, it's just got to sit, or they find a used motor at Parts Farm. They don't just go, let me just buy another motor. No, they wait around and go, fuck, I can't afford it. I'm already paying $1,500 a month for all this for about 6 or 7 years worth of payments to pay off your ESS kit, to pay off your injectors, to pay off your axles, to pay off your fuel system, and you got the car payment, and it's just sitting. So I understand that whole industry where new is easier terms, easier to build, you can finance everything. So now that you can't do that anymore with the 24 Mustang and maybe the 25 Mustang, I don't see the 25 Mustang being tunable. It would blow my mind if the 25 Mustang becomes tunable before the 24 Mustang becomes tunable. That would be absolutely mind-blowing to me. But I'm not saying it can't happen. So what vehicle would you build? If you can't finance a new Mustang that's tunable, and they're still giving out decent terms for a car up to 5 years old. Okay, that's typically where banks kind of start messing with you. Again, I financed my ZR1. The terms weren't great, but I wanted it. So I was okay paying extra. I don't care. I wanted that motherfucker. So if you're playing the interest rate game and you're young and you have a under 700 credit score, 650 and under, well, shit, you can only finance up to like a 20. That's it. Because 5 years and older, the bank starts going, I'm going to give you 75% of the money, and it's going to be 7 or 9%. And you're going to be like, okay, well, I want it. I don't care. I need it. I want to build something. Or what everyone else has done is go like this. What other platform are you building? And a lot of people that have low car knowledge, low mechanical ability, low just racing acumen, buy a BMW. They buy a BMW, downpipe it, E50 mix, tune it, trans tune. Here's your 9-second car. Oh, trans blew up. Pure Driving Solutions. Get me a converter. I got a 920, 930, 940 car. Again, that's why a lot of people think these guys are popping. Those cars are low. No offense. No offense, M5 Steve. No offense, M3. No offense, G80 boy _69. Your mechanical acumen is lower, so you buy a BMW and only downpipe it, E50 it, tune it, and run that 9, right? Because you ain't out there building a small block Chevy. You're not in the garage like that old. Remember that video of that black man? That's he's out there revving his motor, going like, "Oh, you guys are in trouble now. I got this 383 double hump head and 3/4 cam rocking." Old man, old black man revs engine. This is the best video of all time. You guys make fun of Unc all you want, but y'all young bucks can't do this. Y'all can't do this. Look at this. That's right. Huh? How about that? Y'all motherfuckers talking that shit at the gas station. My shit's running. Boy. That is what old guys do. They build their shit. But the young guys finance their shit. So you're going to start seeing this funky weird kind of like, okay, let's get the new platform we can finance for the best interest rate. Who cares about loyalty? We want to go fast with new shit now. So that's what's happening. It's a whole industry. That's why you see a lot of BMWs popping off and a lot of people searching and finding that platform that can take some power. Guys, who knew BMWs could take power in 2020, 2019? I think 2021, 2022 is when like, oh shit, these things are taking some good power, like with the A90 Supra and all that shit. And like, well, what's in that motor? B58, S58. Oh, this BMW has it. This BMW has it. These all, boom, people just gravitated towards those vehicles because you can go fast in them now and finance them now. So, yeah, it is an interesting thing that people are building cars that are financeable and tunable. That's the key. Trust Unc more than most Coyote engine builders and a joint in the hand. He got that thing on OBS Chevy with a blower sitting on top of it. Not all young people. Here we go. Not all young people. I'm one of the I'm one of the rare ones that went to what's the tech school that sounds like a infection, UTI. Is there a UTI institute or some shit? This video is me, Spinning Facts, Theo, Nick Vasquez, while smoking a cig. That's Steven from Django. Kind of dude to look broke, then throw 20,000 down to bet. That guy right there, this guy right there on the right is the guy that'll roll up to your shit and he'll just spit the N-word like it's going out of style. I bet y'all N-words ain't got the heart to pay 5,000 on the next lick. You know, like that. And you're like, wait, what'd you say, Unc? I bet y'all don't got 5,000 to get. Man, you ain't got. Yeah, that's right, motherfucker. Get your ass over here. That's right. Yeah. You know, I'm looking at that motor. It sounds pretty serious. Like, listen to the motor. Let me hear the startup. Let me see, if you had an H-prep on that shit, it would sound pretty wicked. I'm gonna mount this motherfucker just like that with the headers backwards. That's like 7,000 RPMs. And did you notice the stand didn't move that much? Bro, this guy's a professional. Y'all looking at him in his chicken coop and you're like, nah, ain't no way Unc got no. Look at the test stand. It didn't wobble. It didn't do anything stupid. I'm looking at myself like a dumbass. I'm supposed to like show it and I'm showing my face. Dude, he should mount it just like that. Headers backwards, sticking out the hood like. Look at the kink on this shit. This dude in his chicken coop, that thing probably goes 9s on motor. Up in Yeehaw Junction area. Bro, you gotta love people like that. Love people like that, man. People like that make the world go round. Real life Uncle Ruckus. Unc got new videos. Unc got new videos? Guys, send me the link. If Unc got new videos, I gotta put them out there. Oh, thank you. Jesus. So let's talk about Boost District because I get on a tangent and I'm just out to lunch. So let's go to Boost District. The Roshan, you know, I just like him. I don't know him, and you know, I'm sure everyone has drama, and I'm sure one customer was mad at something he did, you know, left a rag in it or something, whatever. I don't know him from a hole in the wall, but I don't know. He's just, he speaks well, you know, he's wow, this is an interesting line he took. But anyway, so they shoved a 427 in the Eray, the test Eray that has gone low 9s, I think 940 or something like that, maybe 930. Boost District, so they said, okay, now we are going to go ahead and we're going to put a 427 built motor in there, take out the pistons only motor, and we're going to turn it up.
For the LT2 Corvette, and this has our custom spec cam and a lot of other goodies, forged rods and pistons, obviously, big stroke, and a lot of machining that we have done proprietary for our engines here.
I like it, brother. I like it. So put it on the dyno. Start to make power. Right? No bullshit. Let's get at it.
So I can run a neck restraint system because I think we're really gonna go fast with this car. So we want to make sure it's safe. But for
Papa, you don't need a neck restraint, bro. People are going 8s in a milk crate on a Fox body.
Right now, let's make some power.
So I want you guys to pay attention to something that I noticed with these kits. So this is obviously the intake for the turbos, and I wonder, and maybe EPA can clue me in onto this situation, right? You want clean air, generally, for the turbos to be, to have access to. Clean, good air. Is there a low pressure area right here when the car's at speed that does not allow good air to get in there? And this is why I say this, does the exhaust then get right back sucked into this turbo kit? I was thinking about this the other day when I was cleaning the Corvette. So the Corvette at Watt, you would think the exhaust spits straight out. But I think because of the spoiler effect and the bodywork, this whole area is just low pressure. And I think what happens is it'll kind of, like my Corvette when the motor blew up, it spattered oil all over this. And it was at speed. I never went fast after it blew up. Once it blew up, I let off. But it had a decent amount. And then when I would go Watt normally, you'd see a little bit of a, residue and stuff. So I wonder if this turbo placement specifically is prone to exhaust gases being sucked into the turbo, which then make the power, which then, you know what I mean? Sounds healthy. And let's get back to the last run. Let's get to the last run.
1030, 1097, 2 more pulls most likely. Let's have some fun and make some power here. And let's see if I can win this.
Oh, we'll put upshift. One of my biggest, I love everybody. Oh my God. Maybe you have to seat the rings. I don't know. Jesus. Can you just upshift and not let it decel all the way down? Maybe you have to seat the rings. Maybe I'm way wrong on this. When you do a pull, just upshift. Like, blah, 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 blah. Don't let it. This is just, again, maybe he has to seat the rings. It's still doing it. So there you go, 1176, 1158, big power. When you add another 160 horsepower through the front motor, it is a 13 wheel horsepower, 1300 wheel horsepower car. So, I'm sorry, that's the one to buy. Fuck the ZR1. The ZR1 is going to be awesome because it's $100, $200 plus $1,000, and it already has 1,000 behind the asshole. Or maybe it has like 900. So it already has turbo. So as long as you just turn it up, have enough fuel system, you don't have to do shit. Just keep turning it up, turning it up, turning it up, turning it up. And we'll see if someone turns it up enough to blow it up. But for my money, give me that Eray because I want that all-wheel drive launch. I think the ZR1 C801 is awesome. But I think that a built Eray is better, and a built Zora or a stock Zora all-wheel drive ZR1 variant is going to be even better. But I don't know. I'm kind of iffy about the ZR1 rear-wheel drive version. Just saw the greatest color of all M3 competition, Atacama Yellow, 130,000. Yellow is gay, and anyone that likes yellow is gay. Bryson Witt asking the right questions. Wait, what? JD works at Boost Districts? Nice, funny. Seems kind of turbulent. I'm guessing the turbos just don't care. Oh my God, all things Boost. You think the turbos don't care of the quality of air the engine sees? You understand, when the turbos suck in exhaust gases, you understand where that ends up, right? It ends up back in the intake. No way you said that. No way you said that. Please, all things Boost, tell me you're kidding. Not that, okay, not just about that, but what about the brake cooling ducts? Probably pushes it right to them. Why he kind of sound like Brian Luna. Don't forget to like the video, says Bin Hassan. I think turbos mostly have air coming in from under the car. I don't think so, William R. The more I look at it, and you know what? Maybe the reason I'm saying this is because C8 creating its own EGR emissions compliant EPA would demand. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, Sissio Performance talking about it. Let's see. Sissio Performance new turbo C8 kit. And yeah, I remember he said something about the fact that it sucks in air. Sissio Performance, a sound. Okay, here we go.
Hey guys, Nathan Sissio Performance here. I wanted to give you a little brief description of a kit or a package that we just came out with, which is our C7.
Now let's look at, here we go, Sissio, you're onto something, brother. Look at his turbo placement. Take a close look, guys. Get on your phone, take a look right now, take a peek. His turbos are opposite. They're not facing each other, they're facing away from each other, and they're closer to the exhaust. And the Boost District turbos, I think, has the turbos sucking from the middle. And we'll see if he actually explains why he put the turbos
700X kit and the C900X kit, and then even the C1100X kit. Design do? Well, our X pipe makes it so that the air filters are outboard and the hot sides of the turbos are inboard. Okay, cold sides outboard, hot sides inboard. This is actually still hot because it just came off the dyno and I almost just burned myself. And then the exhaust merges and then comes up and comes out. So
that's pretty. That bitch is pretty.
There's a couple of reasons why we didn't do this initially. Just again, a little bit more information, but I always like over informing you guys. We have had scenarios in the past where we've had cars that have air filters right next to the exhaust systems that actually get dirty combustion, like get dirty exhaust.
Oh, ain't that some shit?
Into the air filter, and the turbo sucks it up.
Damn, Alex, you're a good listener.
Okay? That's not good because it's not clean, good air that's going in the air filter.
According to All Things Boost, the turbos just don't care.
So what we did with this one, or what ETS did for us, is we laid the filter very far back. Now, if Henry comes over here and shows how far behind the exhaust the filter itself is, and then this is also shielded by the bumper itself.
Oh, got it. So the biggest difference I see between, okay, let's make a comparison. That's very good. This is very good. Let's go back to YouTube, Boost District, and again, I have no dog in this fight. I don't care. But when I look at the turbo placement of the Boost District car, yeah, I go, so it is shielded by the bumper, so he is right. So maybe this is not an effect, but I'm talking about at speed. I wonder if it is an issue, but it's nice to see that Sissio Performance did address the potential issue of dirty air being sucked into the turbos by the turbo placement. And I guess ETS makes all of their kits. Shout out to them. Good to know. Good info. This is why this show exists. Can I run 1050Xs with an ESX G3 kit and 90mm, or will that max out fueling? It might max out fueling, to be honest with you. 1050Xs. And you got to have 2 fuel pumps. And if the injectors start to wig out, you'll see the AFR start to go up. I wouldn't run 90mm pulley on 1050Xs. I would rather have like a 1300. That's a big boy pulley. Just throw it in park after the pull. Work for fuel tag. Or the guys that downshift a bunch on the dyno. Don't forget that a like, please. Does the ZR1 come with a free 1,000 horsepower? And we're off. Wait, you blew up the LS9? What the? Actually, so this is funny about people that say this. Chicken Farm LSX. Why do people put in 427s, built motor? I see more built motor ZR1s than stock motor ZR1s that make big power. So don't tell me it's not easy to do. It's easy to do when an intercooler brick is leaking. BD and LMR never show 60 to 131s. That shit ain't working. Alex, the exhaust recirc cools the IATs. Terry Scott says, clean air is everything. Did you see Clay Milligan blow by Cletus in his Top Fuel car, blew the fire right out of his turbo car? What the fuck are you talking about, Terry Scott? This isn't that kind of show, man. We're not that guy. This isn't the kind of show that goes, did you see Cletus run Clay Milligan in his Top Fuel car? He blew the exhaust right out of his turbo. This isn't that show. We're not gay here. Okay? It's weird. That's how my boy Sissio C8 is. They do really good work. The closest heat source is more efficient. What do you think about the old guy that put 8.1 big block in the C8 Corvette? Yeah, I don't know about that. If it still has the DCT, I'm kind of blown away that if it still has a DCT, I'm kind of blown away why they would do that. Because the DCT, out of all things, hate torque. And if you have an 8.1 liter big block, not big block, but is it a big block or is it like a big stroke LSX? You know how these LS fucking weirdos are, right? They're like, oh, 8.1 liters. Oh, big block? No, it's not a big block. It's a LSX that you can bore really big. The turbos could be fighting each other, air inside mount, or maybe a Venturi effect adds to the airflow and speed could affect it. Would be interesting with a wind tunnel. I think that's a great test, but the problem is if ETS makes one turbo kit and then makes the other kit, they're not going to say, well, our kit sucks. The nice thing I liked about Boost District is he's building what I think should be built. A big blower combo for the Eray. Forget track quarter mile times. Quarter mile is going to be very difficult at a track with a DCT because of the grip. And the moment grip happens, that's when the transmission gets pissed off. You don't have enough clamping force on the clutch pack to actually transfer it down to the power because you'd be breaking axles and everything as opposed to the transmission just neutraling out. So I think it's a better thing for me, Alejandro Flores, if I had an E-Ray, if I had unlimited funds, bought an E-Ray, got a blower on it, I want to see how fast I can go on the street. I saw a Porsche run 8.8 or something on the street. I went, oh my Lord. So when you see that, you go, okay, 8-second Porsche on the street, draggy. Where is it? Dude, I saw a draggy video and I was like, it was 8 seconds in the quarter on the street. This is a 2017. What is this? Let me see. Let me put it live here so we can see it because I don't know if this is it, but the other one was in daytime. It was a daylight run. So here we go. Oh my God. Fudge. 893 at a bazillion kilometers. 587 in the 8th. 15560 foot. Yo, this is what needs to happen. When a transmission can do that in an American car, watch out. When a transmission can shift like that in a E-Ray or a GT500, watch out. Cool shit's gonna happen. Alex, I tuned my truck. First tune went in like normal. Changed tune to daily. Computer locked like an MF. And got a code 1110B or some crap BDX. Tuner blaming device. SET's blaming tuner. If you had a tune in the device, RGGT, let's think logically here. Alex, I have a tune on the device. Yep. Here you go. Tuned. Now you get a revision. Okay, here's a revision. But you still have the original tune on the device. Load it up, no problem. You should be able to swap back and forth. If it's not, it's a programming issue, not a tuning issue. If both tunes took at one point or another, you should be able to swap back and forth. SCT should be really smart here and never blame Lund for the issue. Because the only thing we can do, as a matter of fact, if the PCMs don't match, it won't go in. If the serial number is off, it won't go in. If the tune flashes onto the vehicle initially, then you load a revision, the original tune should be able to flash back in. That is not the tuner's fault. That is 100% not the tuner's fault. Greg Cream YouTube page, DCT still works. True big block. No LS guy made a big block heads to work with a CAEF. Oh, that's weird. Nestor, Alex, what foreign platform are you considering something all the time? What's up, Nestor? I got to get your short block and your cover. I'll get up to Lund Racing this week or next week. Let me know when you're back in town, and we'll get everything going. No, if I'm considering anything, it's not going to be foreign. It's probably going to be the E-Ray. If we're talking under $50,000, there's nothing out there that tickles my fancy under $50,000. You know, a GTR, but I don't want a GTR. It's like a played out. I'm not impressed by the dollar per performance on a GTR, but I definitely, if I want to venture out to other platforms, I would not go BMW. I'm not a big fan of BMW. I've seen the BMW crowd. I've seen the Mustang crowd. They're equally stupid. I don't know, to be honest with you. If anything, I'd go old school because I kind of have the dough. So I'd probably go old school and build something old school, or buy something already built old school and just show you that and then blow it up and blow the head gasket and sell it. Why the fuck not? Hey, Theo, asking for a friend, one of his turbos is gay. Does that make it bi-turbo? Porsche PDK is from another world. Porsche Rio, hell. Ask Elon Musk about that. The PDK can be beaten on like that all day. Top Gear did a segment on what it did 50 launches back to back. Stop it, one stiff stock. The Turbo S is also all-wheel drive with PDK. They should be sucking up big time. Either that or go bankrupt. Eso lo que digo yo. Alex, so I remember when you mentioned something about running the S650 manifold or possibly on your S197. That would be badass to see. So I don't think there's a gain over, let's say, a Cobra Jet. This is, I would think, where the gain would be if you run an S650 manifold, and someone's already doing it on a Gen 3. This is the desirable effect of running twin throttle bodies in an older platform. A big throttle body, technically, that is controllable. One of the biggest issues with Gen 1 and Gen 2 and Gen 3 architecture is if you want anything bigger than a stock throttle body, you have to then roll the dice and hope you get a throttle body that works. VMP's throttle bodies are out of the question. They have a 50% fail rate. I would not ever recommend those throttle bodies. Oh, Alex, you have an axe to grind. I don't have an axe to grind. I have data to prove it. I would say get a Cobra Jet 65 millimeter, and that's it. And above that, expect failure. If you want a Ford Racing monoblade, expect failure. Maybe yours works honky-dory and fine, but I can't trust that that's going to be fine. So the biggest upside for having a S650 manifold in a Gen 3 2.1, well, Gen 3, Gen 2, or Gen 1, the problem is math. Gen 3, you could put a Roush calibration in it and run speed density. That's what Roush calibrations are, speed density. So a lot of people are taking a Roush tune, changing the spark tables, and it's a spark tune with different spark tables. It's a Roush tune with different spark tables, and it's now an NA speed density tune. Or you could do like an F-150 comparable situation like that. To me, that's just too much work to basically have one big throttle body. I don't think an S650 manifold on a Gen 3 2.1 flows any more than a Cobra Jet with a working twin 65 or a working monoblade. I don't think it flows that much more. But I think it is a more controllable, predictable, and better drivability habits and less prone to failure like the aftermarket throttle bodies. Now, I thought about this a long time ago. I had 7 years ago, I had a harness that ran two throttle bodies into one, but the S650 wasn't a thing yet. But let's just say I'm working on stuff right now that I think you guys will like on that front. All-wheel drive hybrid GT would save the Mustang. You have no idea. I've been saying that for so many years, but people look at me and they're like, oh, that's stupid. And I'm like, okay, whatever. JM says, I think Hyundai has a really good DCT. Some people compare it to the PDK. My problem with Hyundai that it's still Hyundai. The reason I would like a sedan, a Genesis sedan, is to coyote swap it, put a 6R in it, and a power adder, and have like a 600 horsepower sedan. And just drive it like a lot. Like, do not modify it. Run like a 1090 and then just like chill the fuck out. If I ever wanted to turn it up, it'd be stupid of me, but I've done stupid things. Shannon Dugan says twin turbo RS or RS7s are sick. So the RS7 is big money. So I would never do something that is not relatable to you guys. Most of us, let's just be honest, most of us here probably make tops $80,000 on average. And I don't ever want to come across as like, I can't relate to the dude. Unless you're just cheering for me to just swing my dick. I don't think I would do that because number one, I feel uncomfortable doing that. I don't walk around with fancy clothing. I don't have a Richard Mille watch. If you got a Lambo and a Richard Mille watch, you got no dick. And you're telling everyone you got no dick. Sorry. I can walk around with the Tread on Them shirt, some beat up Chucks, confident. I don't have to show everyone my shit. But when it comes to cars, I would love to buy a Viper. You can't relate. I'd love to buy a twin turbo R8. Can't relate. TTRS, too small. RS7s are beautiful, but the problem is the fucking Audi. And you talk to any technician on the planet, Volkswagen, Audi, anything German, BMW, it is a nightmare. And you would better have deep pockets to have someone work on your shit. I'm good. Only badass intake manifold is one with a pulley at the end. Would you rather have a Gen 4 tuning unlocked or the DCT and the G5 Gen 4 tuning? DCT is a fucking loser. DCT's a loser. You can run 9.7s on 144 with a 991 Turbo S, all stock with tune and tires, so it's not stock. So, old Mustang junkie, you can run 9.7s at 144 with a 991.2 Turbo S, all stock with a tune, so not stock, and a tire, not stock. This is how you should phrase that. You can run 9.7s at 144 in a lightly modified 991.2. There isn't a DCT close to Porsche besides maybe the R8 Lambo ones. Would you get an 04 Cobra? Never in my life would I get. If I had gangrene on my arm and people are like, okay, if you get a Cobra, it'll cure the gangrene. Chop it off. Chop it off. I could see you in a Porsche. If you have not been in a Turbo S, please try to get into one. How do I get into... You got to understand, I don't have friends that have a Porsche that is willing to hand me the keys and flog it, right? I do have a friend with a Viper. He might be willing to give me the keys and flog it, but I know him. If I get a rock chip on it, I'd have to buy the car. So no thank you. So I'm good. I don't have friends that have a 9. I would love a Porsche. Jesus. But come on, guys. I'm not going to swing my dick that hard. I'll never buy a house. Getting a house is going to be impossible anyway. The insurance, I saw the insurance stuff. Dude. It's going to be a nice condo with a garage. Yo, Alex, do you have a preference between BMR or Steeda? If I had gangrene on my dick, and they said buying BMR suspension parts would cure the chop my dick off. Fuck that company. I can attest to that. My VMP 69 was shit, so I installed the CJ65 and it runs beautiful. No issues on the same tune. Alex, as an axe to grind, I just want to grind. Oh, God, stop it. Bro, you don't need another project car like a Hyundai. You have a full plate. I do. Boss 302? No Boss 302. By the way, I have been talking to Head Games. Head Games has, in my opinion, wonderful information that nobody talks about. Remember a lot of you were like, well, the Boss 302 is basically like a Gen 2 motor. He's going to address that. Well, if you port a Gen 1 head, he's going to address that. If you do a Boss head versus a ported Gen 2, he's going to address that. He has like a month's worth of videos ready to get out there. Sunglasses outside only. Pick up a NASCAR motor. Chuck said live. Good morning. We want to see you in a Boss 302. No, you do. So we're holding Alex back because we're poor? No. You're not holding me back. I have to have a passion for it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I look at a Porsche and I don't like how it looks. I'll be honest with you. Badass machine. It's a machine. You're connected. You feel everything. It's probably the best driving experience on the planet. Parece un Volky. Puerto Ricans on the chat. ¿Verdad que es un Volky? Tú me vas a decir a mí que esa mierda no parece un Volky. Eso es un Volky. Yo veo un Porsche y es un Volky. I'm not paying $200,000 por un Volky. Sorry. Got a heavily modified 911 Turbo S to run low 9. 720S runs 9.3 with downpipes and a tune. $300,000. Price is similar to a secondhand 720S. Way more baller. Full carbon. Tub doors go faster. Yeah, but then every screw comes loose on a McLaren. No good. Actually, Alex recommends Couch Eyes. Can't wait for that data. What platform do you recommend for drag racing 1,300 horsepower engine? Fox body. Any plans for getting another Fox after you get some current projects wrapped up? Yes, Fox body is on my radar. Head Games is legit. Good morning. Head Games, good stuff. Head Games YouTube channel is a great for all platforms. They work on everything. Treat yourself, man. You're right. Boss 302 is my dream car. Can't wait to see it. Rear engine Coyote swap car? No. If I'm going to get into a car, I want to get into like a Fox body that I wanted back in the day. Like, there are cars that when you were growing up, you could not afford, but you wanted them because you just wanted them, right? 18 to 25 years old. Damn. But then you got to get to work, establish your shit, cut your teeth in an industry. Now I can get that car, but I want it done. I want it right. And again, that Fox body that I saw at the car show, the red, notch, 4i, GT nose, carbureted, supercharged. Bro, that bitch was bad. He probably wants $40,000. Hey Siri, translate. Porsche are like Dodge. No matter what one you buy, they all kind of look the same. Right. So when I look at a 911 from the front, I go, what's that? What's that? 991.2 GT3 RS? Boxster? I know. Oh, you can't tell the difference? No. They all look the same to me, and I don't like how they look. Where can I find info on Joe Goodenough tuning, not a far coyote? Obviously, you go to Joe Goodenough on Facebook and hit him up. Alex trying to be for the people, not above the people. Forget the new GT shit. Give me the new Factory 5 MK5 Cobra. Volky equals Volkswagen. Of all of your couches, touch the wall. A very expensive VW bug. Exactly. I'm not a fan. You need another Fox body with a push rod motor. I agree. 300,000 on a McLaren. Send it back to the UK. 2,000 miles. Ferdinand Porsche se está revolcando en la tumba. Is Donnie getting welded soon? Okay, that I have an update on that, but I'm not going to talk about it because, so this is the thing. Talked to Jake. Jake came over. We had a powwow. I said, Jake, this motor has to get welded. He goes, you got to take it out. I go, say what? He goes, you got to take it out. Sometimes they got to heat this and heat that and make sure, grinding. I don't know of any top tier welder. Again, I'm talking to Jake. So when he says something, I listen. He goes, I don't know of any top tier welder that has a lift. I go, fuck, you're right. He goes, welding shops don't have a lift. They have tables. I said, damn. He goes, the motor's got to come out. And I go, hear me out. Would you accept a welded motor? He goes, oh yeah. He goes, just give me it. I go, so we're going right to build motor on this thing? Like we're just going to go, shh. He goes, Alex, to do it right, got to take the motor out. Your motor mounts and fluids away from pulling the motor. You could have it out in an hour. I go, you're right. I could have it out in an hour. No problem. He goes, okay. And then you shove a built motor in there. I go, yeah, but I got to finish the NA stuff. He goes, finish the NA stuff. Put a rods and piston motor in there or an illuminator. Put a set of Gen 2 heads or Porta Gen 1s. Put some ComCam Stage 3s in there. Here you go. Do NA shit. And it's ready for boost whenever you want to fuck with it. And it's bulletproof. Well, pretty bulletproof. You're not wrong. So that was an idea he threw out there, but we'll see. Wow, a lot of comments. McLaren makes a great car, but don't buy one without a warranty. Awesome driving experience. Head Games and Nick James doing the Lord's work. 86 jalapeno red 4i. No, this was a dark red. Call me crazy, but I want a 4i. T-top, me too. T-tops are cool. I just wouldn't want to do anything. Dakota has his boss for sale and at a good price. Correct. Dakota, what the fuck is his last name? It's like a weird name. What is Dakota's last name? Holy shit, I forgot Dakota. Dakota, sorry, I forgot your last name. Boy, what is Dakota's last name? Anyway, he's selling his boss. Blue, white stripe, ComCam Stage 3s, VMP Gen 2. Probably makes right now like $725 and you could drive it anywhere. Awesome. It would be nice to build a C6 Grand Sport Z06. Build that. Get fuck out of here. Build a Z06 Grand Sport. No, I'm not going to become the Corvette whisperer all of a sudden. My wife's cousin has a few supercars. McLaren's, yes, plural. Ferraris, and he says, I quote, nothing performs as good as his Porsche. I guarantee the Porsche feels amazing, connected, all that shit. I got to like the car. I got to like it. And again, I know what you're going to say. You're broke. You're too broke to like it. You don't know anything. Thank you. Dakota Deck. Holy shit. I forgot. I blanked. I'm sorry. A lot of shit up here. And, it's like a hard drive that needs to be purged. It's just not constantly absorbing. Some stuff has to go away. So I look at all Porsches and I go, they all look the same to me. So I'm not a fan. That's all. They're awesome. Starting 2025 with car trouble. Yeah, you're not wrong. Bro, Turvey weld that bitch all driving. What about the best welder, JB? Well, there isn't any late model stuff that is interesting these days. Exotic and Euro shit bores me. Late model stuff is in a lull. Remember when I said we are entering the malaise era of cars, but apparently Chevy did not get that memo. Out of all of the big three, like riddle me this. Why is Ford's encryption so hardcore? And after the C8 got unlocked, all the C8s got unlocked, meaning the 2023, 22, 24s are able to be tuned now. Not every year they change computers like Ford does. In 2018, they had a computer. Then in 2019, they changed it up a little bit. In 2015, they had a certain computer. In 2018, they changed it up a little bit. In 2011, 12, they had a certain computer. And then 13, 14, they had a different computer because of like the cluster. But, you know, you could do some stuff with the tune. You can cross flash a lot with 11 to 14 stuff and 15 to 17 stuff. 18, it's its own year. 19, 20, own year. 21, 23, own year. 24, own year. 25, own year. What the fuck? Comcam Stage 3 for Turbo. Also, Comcam Stage 3s for everything. Joseph Lacey says, I'm a poor, but I have a very successful friend. Oh, we got that. We got that. 560 on right now. Love to see it, Theo. You deserve it. Thank you. I like having a lot of people on because it's snowing everywhere and you want car content and it's an interactive chat. We could talk all that shit. Was the Gen 2 head on a lated 14 Kaidi from the factory officially debunked? Probably cornball question. I'm gonna let Head Game say that. But the Boss head and the Gen 2 head aren't anything alike. And I love that he's going to show you absolute proof. Are you basically going to have identical S197 builds, just manual versus auto, Donnie versus GT500? Correct. Different. Okay. So, man, I don't know if I should give it up because I want to get you guys content. Fuck. Should I tell you with a shoot? Okay. Damn. See, my issue is this. I don't want to show you something and then you guys ask me about it every week. I'm working really hard to get the power adder going on the GT500. I could show you right now what the power adder is. And then in a video, because nobody watches the live stream all the way through, you know, and they don't clip it. And so sometimes the clips, people go, oh, I forgot this part, or I didn't see this part of the live stream. So the clips from the live stream do really well on YouTube in terms of engagement and retention because they're short, to the point, and segment related. But I can show you the power adder that I have on the GT500, but it's not running yet. It's on, it's in, but it's not running yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the cold air, everything is nice. The fuel system has to be plumbed a certain way now because it has different rails. So, and I'm going to use it as a manifold. So I want to get everything running and vetted. But the problem is it might be a little while, like at least 2 weeks or maybe more, because I'm dealing with having to wait for people to be accessible for all that stuff. I'll put it up to a vote right here. Let me put up a poll. And by the end of the show, if you guys want to just a peek at the power adder, I'll post it. Where the hell? Where is the poll? Start a poll. Here we go. Where's the poll? Here we go. Start a poll. Start a poll. Should I show you the GT500 power adder at the end of the show? At the end. Put it up to a vote. You know, this is a democracy, sort of, kind of. You know what's funny? So when I was watching Trump talk, I had hints of like Saddam Hussein going, blah, 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 guilty. He just starts naming off all senators and representatives, and then it gets sent to the back and se acabó el party. Yes, Dakota Deck. 75 Mustang with a blown Coyote. Everything looks the same nowadays. I love how everyone is trying to push Alex with 911. You thought Mustang and BMW owners were bad? Shit, I don't want anything to do with... Look, Mustang owners are gay. We know that. BMW owners are guys with low... Please. The vast majority is what I'm talking about. Your low aptitude mechanics. You can put it on a set of downpipes and maybe mix E50. And then the tuner does the rest because the platform is that good that you can just up the boost and se acabó el party. But now you got to put an intercooler in. Now you got to put an auxiliary fuel system in or meth kit or whatever, or bigger turbos. You got to pull the transmission out, send it to Pure. Okay, now it goes to a shop. And that shop is like, that'll be $25,000, sir. Crazy stuff. The peasants don't deserve to see this. This is not the peasant chat. This is the legit chat. Keep it under wraps, Alex. Yeah, interactive chat is way better than some gay car meet. BS scratches the itch for sure. The problem about car meets is this. The car meets are, and again, I'm not saying you guys know more, but generally car meets are full of guys that don't have a car, right? You see the guy that pulls up to the car meet in his mom's Camry and puts it in the row of the cars. I'm like, go get that shit out of here. No, oh no, my shit's in the shop. Then come back with the car. Like, don't go to a car meet when you ain't got shit. It's weird to me. Or if you do, park that shit where Culver's is at. You know, go park it at Culver's. Don't park it here with the cars that might go out and do a roll and come back. So then you start talking to people at car meets. Again, I went to the Cars and Coffee. There was a white Mustang with a stock upper and lower manifold. It had nitrous lines on it. It had stock exhaust manifold. It had a stock throttle body. It looked to have a stock injector. It had gauges on the hood. And he goes, yeah, this thing got all the 700 horsepower. And I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here, bro. Because I would love to say to someone in their face, no, you're wrong. And this is why you're wrong. But then what does that get you? It's better just to be like 7.5-inch pistons? Oh, man. Yeah, I got tri-charge. I got supercharger and turbocharger. I got supercharger and turbocharger. Knocks on the hood. Yep, just you wait. Man, I can wait 2 weeks. See, the Patreon, okay, I was going to post it on Patreon, but the problem with the Patreon is that I don't know that someone's going to snitch it out. You know what I'm saying? Only half of y'all have like to stream. Leave this pimp on a blimp like already. Going to have more votes on the poll than likes. That's funny. To me, McLaren is the best driving feeling car, but I don't expect or need it to be a daily unless you're using your Lambo feedies. I think it's weird for a guy like me in this channel to show you what a McLaren is like. What the fuck am I showing you? A $300 car, $300,000 car drives good? Well, yeah, it better. So why don't I just buy a Continental GT? Or why don't you, if you're spending $300,000, doesn't the Continental GT have 700 horsepower and an all-wheel drive hybrid system? So, what are we doing here? No, this channel has to stay relevant. And I'm never going to be a million sub channel. Look, I get it. I understand. One, I talk too much like an adult. I don't appease the audience. I don't do fake sham giveaways to sell shirts. I don't do weird stuff. I try to respectfully give you content that I think is relatable. Because if you're going to just see a guy driving around in a Lambo, in a McLaren, well, what kind of followers do you have? You have casual followers. I want people to be invested in what they got going on because at least they can relate to me and go, this guy has the car I have in the garage. And I'm doing the mods that he would do. And then the guys with the higher tier stick shift content, hey, he has a car that I have. Again, it's not out of the realm of reach. And the Fox body, the Fairmont, I'm talking to Chuck. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't think I'm ever going to get to the Fox. So I have to talk to Chuck and be like, Chuck, you might have to take this project on. Because you're the only guy I trust. I don't trust anybody in Florida not to charge me $150,000. And what do I want out of this car? I want you to put the motor, the trans, wire it up, make it run. I'll do the rest. Wire it up, make it run. I know it's going to cost many thousands of dollars. I get it. I'm not stupid. But I don't have the time to do that. I don't know shit about wiring. I don't want to know shit about wiring. Make everything work. Put the fuel lines. Run the fucking brake lines because there's no brakes. Make it mechanically work again. And then drop it off to me. I'll get it to the turbo guy. So, man, it's just I'm never going to get to it. But at least that'll be somewhat relatable to the Fox body guy because I don't want that car to be super nice, but I want it to be fast and safe-ish while it's going fast. Are on-3 performance kits as reliable as TVS 2650? Show me an on-3 performance kit on an OEM car. The 2650 is on OEM vehicles. What the fuck? You know what Culver's is? There's like 30 here. Come on, man. You guys think I live Culver's. Look at the Culver's around here, bro. There's Culver's all over this motherfucker. Let me see. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, Jesus. Look at it. It's Culver's everywhere. It's Culver's on the West Coast. Culver's on the East Coast. Hell, how about Canes? Raising Canes. I think there's one in Boca. What? No way. Royal Palm? What? Holy shit. Raising Canes has come to take over. Oh my God. I actually went to Hurricanes Wings and they're really good too. Wow, Raising Cane's in the house. Oh, let me see. Let me see the reviews. Oh, 3.9. Let's read the reviews. Why 3.9? Reviews. Friend of myself spent over an hour relaxing in there while eating her food. More Google reviews. Okay. Let's look at the bad reviews. Completely being candid here. I don't know what all the hype is about. Finally tried Raising Cane's and it's just okay. Nothing that would call me back. Chicken fingers were bland and the sauce was simply okay. No wow factor. Hurricanes has better wings. Food was really hot and fresh. Service counter was a hot mess. Literally wet floors and tables. Dude, come on. It's certain parts of Florida where Raising Cane's is at. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I am saying, bro? You know, get the fuck out of here. Raising Cane's, you better bring the blick to Raising Cane's in some locations. Stop it. And Culver's. Crazy stuff. Oh, we got some super chats here. Harley Jet Sled said, well said, making us all look bad. What's happening? Here we go. Valley 10th, just sent me money. Boy, you gotta love Valley 10th just sending a brother money. I love it. We're in our 40s, wanting to buy the shit we couldn't afford when it was new. That's right. So I talked to Jake about this. He goes, you don't need another car. I go, I know, but I need to finish the GT500. Hopefully it runs 8s this year and sell it. I have to sell it. It's a great car. It's beautiful. Every time Jake comes over, he goes, God damn, that car is beautiful. I go, no, right. I just got to get the fucking thing running. And he's like, you got to wait for, he's just too busy. Corvette, obviously, we know. But I got to sell that. And then Donnie's got to get going. I want to do some more NA stuff because if it ends up with a built motor and cams, why not throw a Cobra Jet in it? It's got a torque converter. Throw a Cobra Jet in it. Drive all the way to SGMP because I don't fuck with any other track and do some testing up there. Oh my God, it's going to be like a whole weekend up there. Crazy stuff. Raising Cane's pieces got a bit smaller, just like every other chicken joint. Crazy that your projects are big money. Could finance a 570 for 100,000 used. If I'm going to buy a McLaren, why am I buying a 570 and run 10 flat for $100,000? AJ, listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. Read this comment back to yourself. What crazy is your projects are big money? You could finance a 570S for 100,000 used. Tune, $2,000. Downpipe, $1,500. Run 10 flat. And sell for 90 a year later. For 20,000. Oh my Lord. I could build 2 8-second Fox bodies for that. Stop this. No, I'm not going to play the financing game and hope somebody buys a 570S. Come on, stop it. Raising Case slightly better than frozen chicken tenders from the racetrack. Hellcat and Track Hawks time. Yelp people. Had a Culver's, took 30 minutes for a burger. They hit me with a can't rush perfection. Raising Cane's toast hits different. It's very buttery. Not the smoke detector chirp. Where have you been, Jimmy Jams? Just probably banging on that hot chick. Was watching all your old school red car vids yesterday. You got some weird shit saved in your playlist for some reason, Theo. Like, really? Do I have like pimple popping stuff? Yeah, I don't know. I don't. This channel, is run by me because it's unprofessional. The really big channels have people running them. This is all me. I work on my own cars. I edit my own videos. I bring up my own content. I do everything on my own. So it's indicative of what the product that is being put out there. It's not great, but it is genuine. 600s are better buys, but the 720 keeps dropping in price. 720 is just built like shit. No one wants Alex in cookie cutter super car, and they don't consider the 570 exotic. It's a sports car. In 5 years, I hope I can pull a GT 350. I'd rather do a 350. But then what? Shove a set of twin turbos in the motherfucker? And then what? I think a Fox would be better. The brothers like Raising Cane's in Florida. In California, you're like nothing but güeros in those lines. Hey, ESS 10-speed, thank you for the $20. Again, super chats are highly, highly liked here. Rather see you in a Viper than a McLaren. Agreed. If I'm going to have Viper prices drop, the last time we checked, I love doing this, is my best segment, cars.com. We're going to look for Vipers. Last time I checked, shit-ass Vipers were $90,000. But now that Poppy Trump is back in office, it might be a problem. Used, Dodge, Viper. Let's go, Dodge Viper. We'll do the GTS shit. It's got to be 15 and up, all miles. It's got to be a 15 and up. Year. 15, right? And then 15 to fucking 17. This is the Gen 2. I don't think they made it in 14. 14, they were that ugly fucking year. Oh, they didn't have a 14? Did they just skip a whole generation? That's weird. Huh. Anyway, whoa. Yeah, they oh my Lord. They're going, they just keep going up. They just keep going up. $144,000 for a Viper GTS. What in the hell is happening? You're kidding me. Really? $144,000. Oh, brother. I don't like the red stripe. Fuck that stripe. That stripe sucks. I hate that stripe. I don't like red and white is like AIDS to me. Shout out to those that have AIDS. I meant no offense if you have AIDS. Okay. I'm not, it's blue. Oh, every old guy likes the peanut butter guts. Every old guy likes the peanut butter interior. Yo, this is nice. Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, shift that 6200. Ain't that some shit? Yeah. Oh, come on. Give me that, bro. I wouldn't supercharge it because after hearing the nth moto guy talk, he's like, you're like gay. You're gay and retarded. Because we can say that now. We can say you're gay and retarded because Trump's back in town. $132,000 for that car. Everything else starts with a 2 or a high 1. This one is local to me. Not price. Oh my God. So Vipers are even more out of reach, guys. It's over. The Viper dream has officially died. They've gone up $20,000 in the last time I checked. Valley 10-speed's alternate account. Don't be surprised if you find a Moondragon Cairo video in the mix. Oh, yes. I love her. Yeah. Oh, no. I love that. Nothing wrong with that. I just noticed a shirt. Awesome. Oh, gotcha. Yes, the tread on them, Mr. Bill Niemeyer. I hope that Trump signs, what's it called? Is it Dozer? Dozer something? What's it called? Dozer? Killdozer. Killdozer Day should be a national holiday. One man band. I have a Gen 1 Coyote and we'll do the regular full bolt-on NA game when I say for boost. I was wondering what injector would meet my fueling needs for a Paxton 2200 93 octane. If you're always going to stay on 93 octane and not turn it up more than 11 PSI, all you need is like a Predator 55-pound injector. That's all you need. If in some future you decide to, go boost, just buy a 1050X. Buy once, cry once. Don't get Gen 2 hits, have the same valve springs as the Boss 302. Let Head Games talk about that. Rad says 570S is the neat car, but I would never have an MP4 12C and do these numbers. MP4 is even worse than a 720. 750, they finally got it right. Gen 5 Viper. Alex in a V10, holy shit. The MP4, oh my God, I don't care. I remember when oh my God, I don't care. You guys are talking weird stuff. I don't care about those cars. Alex, Backdraft Cobra or S281 or Viper. S281? Why would you buy a 2-valve with a supercharger? You mean S351? A Backdraft Cobra sounds, again, $100,000. When you look at the old Mark 3s or 4s, if I'm not mistaken, from Factory 5, or a Superformance is super high-end. Backdraft is super high-end. Backdraft Cobras are high-end. Superformance are high-end. Factory 5 Racings Mark 3 and 4, I think, are reasonable, but if they have a Coyote in them, people want $80,000. It's crazy stuff. El Verga Larga says they probably got AIDS from driving a red car with white stripes. Wow. Last gen ZR1s are ridiculously priced too. Correct. Because the C7 ZR1, you could make the case, it's probably the best car that's ever built. Let's talk about that. What is the best car ever built that's modifying friendly that ever came out of the big three? Let's talk after 2011. Let's just get that shit out of the way. The C7 ZR1, sorry. The C6 ZR1 is badass, but it's a stick. So, it's not going to set the world on fire. But some have been 8s with, bolt-ons and porting and ice tank and meth and big injectors. And now that I know a lot about that platform, you are all full of shit. Every single one of you ZR1 cucks are 100% full of shit. Oh, this thing's got a pulley. Yeah, okay. and 15 meth nozzles down his throat, gurgling through the exhaust, hitting some weird misfire logic, and you're just shoving spark down his throat. I have seen 28-degree data logs. It's okay, Alex, it's low compression. I have seen 28-degree data logs on cars that make 1,100. I'm like, oh my Lord. It's no big deal. Okay, got it. Where the fuck was I going with that? The C701, I think, is one of the better cars to build. It already comes with a 2650. Boom. It has PINDI, and it's got a decent trans that, you throw some clutches in it. Rami built one that went, I think, 8s in Puerto Rico. Badass shit. Badass shit. Only 1,900 C701s made it 1 year, and they're stupid money. Oh, my Lord. Michael Mack gave me $200. What the hell are you doing? I mean, thank you. Super chats are the quickest way to my heart, because, if you guys want me to buy that McLaren or that Porsche, super chats have to be the way. Hellcat engine in the front. Those factory 533 Speed Stars with a Coyote are sick. What the fuck are you saying? Factory 533 Speed Star? Oh, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here. Man, get the fuck out of here, ZZ Top having ass. Clean shirt. Wow, wow. Don't know what to do. Shut the fuck up. Stupid ZZ Top having ass piece of shit. Go crazy about it. Sharp dress, man. Fucking ZZ Top having ass. Oh, those things are fucking badass. Junk ass shit. 95 Cobra R with some tasteful mods. 60K. Hello, Lund. Late model here. SI50. Anything else needs the motor opened up. Too fat to compete. C701 would be it. Eray has potential. C701 or Eray? Again, Eray's $100,000. It's a blower and a fuel system and killer tuning away from 9s on the street. But it's a $120,000 car to start. Oh my God. C701, Red Eye Boss 302, 95 Cobra R is no good. If you think the Viper prices are bad, look at the C701. Again, I never said I'm going to buy a C701. I'm saying that car is pretty much daddy to anything else that was built around its era. Then we talk about the new Boss, shaking my head, untunable. Oh, let's talk about that. How do you not like the ZZ Top ass car? It's stupid. I don't like low, slow cars. I like low, really fast cars. And about the last thing I'm going to do is go watt in that potato chip. So let's talk about, for the last 8 minutes, do you care if Ford comes out with a Boss, a Cobra? Let's say they take the kitchen sink and throw it down your throat and said, Boss Mustang, here it is. And they say, Cobra, boom, here it is. Cobra R, like every nameplate, Pinto, like they just throw shit down your Mustang 2, Shelby GT 350, 350R. Hell, we're gonna just throw names at shit. But none of the cars are tunable. Do you care? Look, Ford, I think, got off easy. The S650 not being tunable was a good dipping the toe in the water to see if the people accepted a car that is not able to be calibrated right away. I understand the infrastructure that, that lets it phone home, and all the sync system and all this automatic update stuff might be corrupted and hackable. That's what we buy the car for, assholes. We buy the car to hack it. We don't buy the car to leave it stock, especially a Mustang. So you can throw Cobra variants down our throats. You can throw Shelby variants down our throat. Unless I'm able to modify them now, then it doesn't matter. So let's say 25, because supposedly it has its own computer. Different. Let's say 25 become tunable before 24s. Do you think it's because of aftermarket pressure to make it tunable? And all you have to do is look at the sales figures and go, we had our worst sales year ever. Again, I'll repeat. I can't believe I have to repeat this to Ford people. Ford had its worst sales ever since the Mustang existed in 2024. And it was the first year where encryption was so heavy that no one has been able to unlock it in basically 2 years. Why do I say 2 years? The 24 Mustang came out the summer of 2023. And for that whole summer, and then the next fall, then winter, then fall, then spring, and now we're back in winter again, no tuning. So now you understand why people buy these cars, is to modify them, is to hack them, is to do with them what they please. You are selling them a empty canvas without paint, and they don't want that. Plain and simple. Jimmy Jam, Ray is built, sent me money. Thank you so much. And so did Jimmy Jams. Said, I've been watching. I just listened for the most part. Now, McLaren support. Ford should sell an unlocked Ford Performance computer as a part number for the S650. Did you hear that their twin throttle body control pack is not tunable? Could you imagine you buy the twin throttle body control pack engine, powertrain, shove it in a car, cannot tune it? Oh my Lord. Joe Jackson, no different than today than it was in the muscle car era. Guys in the 60s and 70s bought muscle cars and immediately started messing with them to make them faster. I would be 100% happy with a 600 horsepower flat plane crank 350. Has to be tunable or no chance. Bring back the Pempo. Tempo? Don't care until it's tunable. Don't care. I'd care more if the FRS size car with a Coyote tunable, of course. Nope. Nelson Alex ducked. What are you talking about? What did Nelson say? Nicholas, T. Nelson, did that Street Fighter online battle ever happen with the guy talking that chat? No, he got stupid. See, it was fine and Danny. It was a friendly. Then he got in his feelings. And I'm like, I don't want to give this guy access to me. Because when you have like access to me, you think you're my fucking friend. You think you can get lippy. And he got emotional on the chat on another tip. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm going to pass on that. Boss must, because people are goofy. Like, I don't mind making friends, but this is why I don't have friends. Everyone's a little goofy and has like a weird agenda. Like, Nestor Barrios has been awesome. He comes by and goes, what's up, man? We talk for hours. Dude just shows up. We just talk. I start loading parts in his car, in his truck before he even gives me money. I'm just like, oh, I gave him ZR1 parts. I was like, you want that? He's like, oh, holy shit, you want that? Yeah, just take it. Get it out of here. Names lose their meaning pretty quick once you care about things beyond stock performance. Okay, how much should it be? Oh, no, this thing's freezing. It's going to freeze at the end of the chat. How much should it be, Jay Walker? Okay, 22 to 24 Mustangs suck because they detuned 2023 horsepower and then locked 24s. And then this is the funny thing, right? People started arguing with me saying, Alex, I can't believe you didn't know that the reason the 21 to 23 Mustang is down on horsepower is because of a carbon trap. What the fuck do you want me to do? Okay, so you want me to start modifying a stock vehicle to justify the horsepower number they printed? My 19 Mustang made 400, I think, and 50 rear-wheel horsepower with a tune and good fuel, stock manifolds, stock exhaust, stock everything, stock cold air intake, a stock car with a tune, not stock, so modified. Made almost 450 rear-wheel horsepower. Now you got LMR putting a dark horse on a dyno, a dark horse that is purported to have 500 horsepower behind the asshole, and it made 430 rear wheel horsepower. Could you imagine you buy the latest and greatest and it makes less and less and less horsepower than its previous generations? Come on. What type of tuning is Whipple using to tune 2024 cars? So I think they get like think about it as a token. They get access through Ford, and Ford goes, here is, the VIN number, the device serial, because the cars have like a serial number. Okay, you can only tune this car once, and the flash process through your Tomahawk has one token, blah, blah. Okay, so you can only tune that vehicle, with that Tomahawk once, multiple times if you want. And, because you need multiple tunes. Apparently, people thought they were getting a base tune that automatically goes 8s. And then you start seeing data logs come back from those cars that have gone 8s. They got 20 degrees of spark advance at 2.0 load. 20 degrees of spark advance on a 12-to-1 compression motor with 15 pounds of boost over 2.0 load. 20 degrees with a 55-pound injector, 15 plus PSI. Bro, who the fuck are you fooling telling people that's the tune you get? Bullshit. You're not giving people 20 degrees on pump gas. No, you're not. Stop the fucking cap. That is a custom tune so that that guy can run the number and then everybody else gets the base ass shit. And if they're not getting the base ass shit, why not throw a set of 1050s in there? Why not throw a fuel system in there and tune that? You're hiding behind the carb EO shit. That's why carb should be disbanded. A lot of 2024 Mustangs are being traded back in because they can't be tuned. 25 Mustang sales will be less if tuning isn't available. These companies are acting like back in the 60s and 70s, the big three were giving customer access to performance parts from the private catalogs. Like the Black Ghost, one of the most expensive Dodges ever made. Here we go with the fucking history lesson. But the Dark Horse is just a newer 350. Right. There was a guy that said, look, Misha went quicker in the Nürburgring with the Dark Horse than he did the 350. Put the same tires that are on the Dark Horse on the 350 and have Misha go out there again. Stop it. So what blowers in the GT500? Okay, what did it say? It said 85% yes. Oh, man. All right, most of you know. Fuck it. I'll show you a picture on my phone, and we'll end it there because typically nobody picks it up on the chat. What is this? Why am I getting weird pictures here? Okay. Okay, dick pic. Another dick. Y'all wish. Okay, I will show you the blower in the car, and we'll end the show there. Okay, so a lot of you know what's happening. So it is a Magnuson twin inlet supercharger. That's right, the Magnuson twin inlet supercharger. I already got the twin throttle bodies working. I am in the middle of making the cold air. I am making everything fit, and it is going to have, I think I have to buy the Roush drive kit to make it work properly. So there's a lot of vetting that's happening, a lot of work. You guys don't understand how much work it is to make all that work. You have to make the cold air work. You have to make the throttle bodies work. You have to make a known MAF curve because it is going to be MAF. That's the key to make everything work seamlessly as if it was a stock car. And what's the benefit? 2 throttle bodies, controllable, the air benefit of twin throttle bodies, and it's a 2650. Shout out to Magnuson who hit me up and they're like, Alex, we want to work with you. What do you think about a supercharger? I'm like, is it red like the Roush unit? He goes, nope, it's they call it, if I'm not mistaken, the Magnum or something, like the condoms. Let me see. I think it's look at it's a Magnum. Shit. I can't, let's see, can't get closer. Anyway, yeah, there you go. It says Magnum on the front. So I think it's kind of funny. So there you go. 2650 twin front inlet already working. We know how to figure that out. We figured that out 7 years ago. Now it's up to me to make a cold air. Now it's up to me to make it work. Now it's up to me to make that car go 8s. I got a 20% overdrive. I got try to get an 8 rib to fit. So I'm talking to Roush. I talked to Roush today. They gave me a quote on the drive kit. I talked to Jake. He gave me configuration. So again, it's all up to me to make it all work. So hopefully I'll get you guys content sooner than later. VE, this is how you know you need to stop typing. Why not VE? Why not VE on a Ford platform? Why not VE? Please stop saying things. You're saying absolutely silly things. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to try to get back on Thursday, hang out with you guys on Thursday, talk a little shit about what happens between now and then. This motherfucker said, why not VE on a Ford Mustang? All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Thursday. We'll talk some shit then. Have a good night. See you later. Bye.